Good evening, and thank you for joining us with On the Q-Tip, where we're keeping you in the know. I'm your host, Miss Quinn. Before I get started with today's show and our guest, I want to go out on a limb and say something that's sort of weighing heavy on my heart. One thing I want to encourage you all to do is never give up. Regardless of what obstacles or circumstances may be coming your way, anything negative that you may be facing, never give up because you can overcome. So with that being said, I just want you all to have a great year, okay? So now let's move along with our guest today, Miss Harris. Miss Harris is the producer of Red Ivy, which is a musical that will be playing here in Southwest Atlanta January 13th. Miss Ivy is going to tell us a little bit about Red Ivy and how it came about. Miss Harris, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm so glad to be here. Red Ivy, wow. There's the director, which his name is Joshua Muhammad. He he wrote it and he directed the play before. And so I've seen a lot of his plays, and I wanted to be a part of the process. I come from a arts background, a theater background, and when I seen it, and I said, wow, I want to get involved. I want to, see if I could just kind of help bring it further and, have it in a situation where more people could see it. So him and I, we had some meetings, and we decided, to go forward. And so that's pretty much how we came up with. And, I wish he was here, but he loves Beyonce.
Okay. Who doesn't? Who doesn't?
So that's where the Red Ivy title kind of stems from, that. But it's based on Little Shop of Horrors. So he comes from a very strong theater background, and it's his passion. And so he pretty much took Little Shop of Horrors and decided to add more of a urban touch to it.
Okay.
And so what you'll see in this play is definitely a lot of music, a lot of dance, and you'll see some hip hop, some rap, and if anybody who knows Little Shop of Horrors, it starts, in Skid Row,
Right,
where they don't have no money. So you get that whole kind of element, and I think in particularly in our community, theater is not promoted as much.
Right.
And so a lot of people, when you tell them Little Shop of Horrors, a lot of people hadn't seen it. So I'm always saying, go see it, but you want to come see ours because we're going to give you that urban and
urban
that
twist
hip,
on it.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So how do you guys go about selecting your actors for the musical?
We did we had someone who pretty much orchestrated the whole casting process.
Okay.
And, word of mouth. We also had it on social media, Eventbrite. We just put it out everywhere when we started to cast for it.
Okay. So Little Shop of Horrors, if I remember correctly, it was kind of scary.
Yes.
The plant that eats the people and things like that. So is that something we can look forward to or no?
Well, we won't see him eat.
Okay.
We won't see the plant eat. The plant is really, that's probably the best piece of it because we pretty much are going to have a plant. And, of course, the plant talks, And the plant is, the whole goal is for the plant to eat and people and, that sort of thing. But, yes, I would say that's probably the best costume is that plant in the play. So, yeah. But, no, you won't. We will not see the plant actually eat it.
Okay. So let me ask you, what type of person should come and see this play?
Oh, wow. I would say anybody. My son, I have a 5-year-old.
Okay.
And my son it's his first time seeing anything like this, rehearsals. And he's been coming to rehearsals.
Okay.
And he loves to sing the songs now. So
He's learned them all.
He's learned them all. He's learned the lines, just everything.
Wow.
So and he's 5. So I would say anybody from like that age all the way up to 65, because Little Shop of Horrors has been around for a very long time.
Yes, it has.
And so I think all age groups. We have some R&B in it. You know, we have that gospel twist to it. So with all of that, I think all age groups would enjoy this.
Okay, okay. So let me ask you this: who has the best costume on the musical?
The Plant.
The Plant. That's the best costume.
Mm-hmm.
So what's something that might surprise people in the audience about the show?
Well, the rap would, because you're not used to seeing any
That's
rap
true.
in Little Shop of Horrors. It's a musical. And not, and all other musicals have rap in it, but for that particular style, you don't typically see the rap.
Okay.
So I think that would be the most shocking. The music, you know, we got some really good up and coming actresses and actors who have very strong vocals. So the music, you know, they sing very well. So I think that will be enjoyed. And then the dancing, the dance routines.
Okay.
And then you're going to get that 50s, 60s flavor too, you know,
Wow.
with the style of the girls and what they have on. So you just get just a vast majority of whatever age group or, you know, that you grew up in. You're going to see that there.
About how many characters are in the musical?
13.
13 characters.
13.
Okay.
We have a little girl too.
How old?
Yes, she is 7. If
Wow.
I'm not mistaken, I think she's 7.
Okay.
And she's in it. And so, and that's kind of just some extra little, yeah, and she's just having a ball.
So, who in the show is probably that you would say most like their character?
Most like their character. Most like their character. I think, you know, the Plant has. Well, you'll see the Plant. Well, you won't actually see the Plant. So, because the Plant just really draws you.
Okay.
You know, it's a female.
Okay.
But she just has this, just the way she presents that plant, and her lines and just everything about that just draws you to her. And she's just a fun person anyway. So she just has that kind of character where she can become anybody and anything.
Well, that's great.
So I kind of connect to her a lot. I think with all of the characters, and I don't know all of them that well.
Okay.
I would say that none of them I would say is actually them. In terms of just because of the type of musical it is. And I don't know their personalities that well, so I wouldn't be able to say that one for sure is just who they are.
Okay. Well, I'm sure there's been a lot of work that's been going into this production. What has been some of the challenges that you guys have had to face in preparing for the show?
For me, I think it's probably been a lot of challenges because this is my first.
Okay.
So, and I've been in front of the camera. I've never been behind the camera.
Oh, big difference.
So, very big difference.
Yes.
So, and I think some of those challenges is always just the biggest one is making sure you get the word out.
Right.
Making sure people know that it's when it's happening, where it's going to happen at. Finding a place, you know. Making sure that you know the funding is there.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Absolutely.
You know, that can be a very big
right.
Big struggle. And you know, just trying to find a good group, a good cast that's able to see the project through. That's always, you know, a challenge because things come up in people's lives as they're going through this, and you do this because it's a passion. You do it because you love it. And so, you know, in the midst of that, things come up. You know, for me, my father passed during this whole project.
Wow.
So it's been definitely a challenge to just be able to keep going and, you know, and see the project through because, you know, as a producer, your hands is on everything.
Absolutely.
And the stress of that and just making sure that you still, you know, are present. And so that's been definitely a challenge, but a good challenge because you learn to overcome.
Absolutely.
And it makes you stronger. Whatever don't break you, make you
Makes
strong.
you stronger. That's right.
So I would say just kind of all of those type of things.
Well, I'd like to first offer my condolences
Thank you.
for the loss of your father. I can definitely relate to that.
Thank you.
Okay. Without giving too much away, what do you think would be your favorite part of the show?
My favorite part of the show is and I'm not a big rapper, but we have a Kanye
Okay.
piece in it.
Kanye.
We have a Kanye piece
All
in
right.
it. He wrote it, and I would leave there all the time if I came to rehearsals and seen it. I would just the girl who actually leads in that whole, it's a dance routine, and it's kind of like a song but rap kind of together. The way she does it, she holds it. She's very strong in how she brings it, and it's very different because I didn't know it was a Kanye piece. I thought a female sung it. So when I went back and when I asked the director, I said, "Well, who sings it?" And he said Kanye West, and I'm like, Kanye West, and I pulled it up, and I'm like, oh, I like that.
Kanye has skills.
I like that, yes. And she sings, and she brings she sings it. And I'm like, wow. I would say that's my best piece. And I'm not going to tell any more about that piece.
Okay, all right. Keep us in suspense. All right, so everyone, we're going to return in a few moments after this short break. Stay tuned. There you go. I have to wait for it to go off because All right, we're back. Thank you so much for staying tuned in with us. At this time, I'm going to have Miss Harris to give us a little bit of information about the show, the location, tickets, and things like that. So, Miss Harris, where can our viewers purchase tickets for the show?
We have two places you can go. You can go to Eventbrite and just put in Red Ivy, and it will pop up. and you can purchase your tickets there. And then I'm going to read the other site we have, which is Red, RED, just like it sounds, dash Ivy, IVY, dot ticketleap.com. That's red dash Ivy dot ticketleap.com. And you can go there and get your tickets. It's going to be at the Southwest Art Center, and it's January 13th, 2018. And I'm going to give you the address. It's 915 New Hope Road, Southwest Atlanta, Georgia 30331. And the tickets right now are $25. At the door, they are $30.
So, when you said New Hope Road, for those that may not be familiar, I think that's sort of off Cascade Road in Atlanta. So, if you get to Cascade, you shouldn't have any problems finding the Southwest Arts Center. So, Ms. Harris, tell me this. What are some other projects that you guys are going to be working on, if any?
Definitely, we are going to be working on some. I can speak for myself. There's some projects that I'm interested in, one on youth violence, because I come from also a therapy background.
Okay.
So youth violence is one that we're going to be working on, and that's going to be more so like a documentary.
Okay.
And then I also want to do something with siblings who have lost siblings.
Interesting.
So I want to do some documentaries, and so that's pretty much some of the projects I'm going to be diving into.
Okay.
And then I want to do some more work with the director and writer of this project. He has some more musicals that he's already wrote that he wants me to look at, and he's also going to be doing some other couple things too. But yeah. So
for those of you that are interested in getting in front of the camera, be on the lookout for some of these upcoming projects and events that they'll be working on. At this time, we're going to have a few questions from our live studio audience. So is there anyone out there that has a question for Ms. Harris?
Hello, Ms. Harris. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you.
My question is, if someone was interested in getting into the arts, participating in plays and things of that nature, what would be the best way to get into that field?
I think, first, making sure that you go to school, get some type of training. That's important, and it also helps you with networking when you're around people who are trying to do what you're trying to do. So taking some classes, going to different workshops and learning the craft, learning the business, because there's also that business piece. I know for me, I went to a high school with it, and then I left there and went to LA and tried to, make it out there, and found out how hard it really, really is when I got out there. I also went to New York too. So I think it's all about learning your craft and getting involved in plays and things like that. Low budget plays and the TV and film, things like that. And you got to first do it for free, because a lot of times you're not gonna make money in the beginning,
right?
And you got to put in your work. And so just getting doing low budget things so you can build your resume. Taking classes so you can learn your craft, business classes so you learn the business piece of it. And from that, you just keep going until you hit it.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for your question. Is there anyone else that has a question for Ms. Harris? Okay. Well, Ms. Harris, I do have a question for you. I know that Red Ivy is the name of the musical, and it's based on Little Shop of Horrors. Is there an organization or something that this falls under, or is it just directly out of the Southwest Arts Center? Also, are there any volunteer opportunities for anybody that may be interested in volunteering?
Love that question. Thank you for that, because it is. We are going to be giving proceeds to a foundation, a charity called People United for Change, and 10,000 Fearless. They're 501c3s, and we're going to be
I'm familiar.
We're going to be giving back And basically what they do now, the 10,000 Fearless program, they are they're housed in the Bluff area
Right.
of Atlanta, and I think it's Tuesdays and Thursdays, Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I don't know the days for sure. I forget them.
Okay.
They give back. They give clothing. They give food, and their doors are always open. If you need counseling, they do security at night to patrol the area. So there's been a lot going on, and these are Christians and Muslims and people who've come together, and they built this this church foundation, and they're really working to really clean up the areas that need to clean up, and being able to provide resources in those communities that really need it.
Okay.
So some of our proceeds, every ticket that's sold, there's a percentage that will go back to that.
Okay.
And so, yeah. So I'm glad you brought that up because that's really important.
Right. 10,000 Fearless. I've definitely heard of them because I think I've seen them being active in the College Park area,
Yes.
Old National
Yes.
Highway, Godby Road, Main Street. I've definitely seen them and heard of them, and they're doing some great things.
They are.
So do they have a website or anything like that that some people
They
can check them out on?
I would Google it because I don't know the website
Okay.
offhand, but they do.
Okay. All right. Well, you guys out there listening, check out 10,000 Fearless. Just go in Google and put in 10,000 Fearless and see what comes up, and check that organization out because they're doing some great things in our community. Okay. At this time, we're going to take another quick break so we can get ready for our next guest. Thank you. Be right back. So here with me on stage right now is our fearless leader here at Studio 21 Media, Mr. George Jones, the man himself. Thank you so much for joining me, Mr. Jones.
Well, you got me. Yeah, you got me. Usually I don't. I stopped doing interviews and things like that long time ago.
Okay.
Reason being, I'd rather be behind the camera.
Okay.
I'd rather be helping those like yourself make that leap.
Okay.
Finish your vision.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And help you get where you need to be.
All right.
But since you said you want to interview me, I'm gonna do this one time. Okay.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jones, for that. I definitely appreciate the opportunity that you've given me here. I'm really excited about being a part of the Studio 21 Media family. I'm excited about the things that we're doing here, the things that we're about to do, all of the wonderful opportunities that are going to be presented to us. This is going to be a great year for our family here, and I'm just really, really excited about being a part of it. So, Mr. Jones, tell us a little bit about Studio 21 and what it is that you guys do here.
Okay, let's see. Now, Studio 21 started back in 2002. It started out in my garage at a house that I had here in College Park.
Okay.
That was back when it was, well, the internet had not been formally introduced as far as consumers were concerned. It was more or less for the larger corporations and things like that. So what we used to do is we used to videotape and then take it down to Comcast cable and do what we call a playback deck.
Right.
So that was Thursdays, I think it was channel 25 or 26 in Atlanta. So that's where it started. And from there, the internet became more accessible, and we moved from the house to another building that's right here on Old National.
Okay.
And we outgrew that within, I would say, a good 3 to 4 months. And we
Wow.
moved to a place on Fulton Industrial. That was about 4,000 or 5,000 square feet. And then from Fulton Industrial, we moved over here back to College Park to Old National, and we have about 5,000 square feet here.
Okay.
Studio 21 is a platform that we have developed for those who have an idea that they want to produce and broadcast their own radio or their own television production. We provide everything that is needed for them to be able to do that, from the studios to complete lighting to the cameras, music, computers, everything that they need to put their idea out there on the internet. We've grown since we first started in 2002. We have now, I think it's 5,743,000 subscribers. Now, I need to take the time to explain what subscribers really are supposed to mean.
Please do help us
Okay.
out with that.
A subscriber, as far as Studio 21 is concerned, is somebody that stays on the internet on our channel for more than 10 minutes. Usually if you go to YouTube and you say ABC Tires, okay, you may get 4, 5, even 10 different companies who have something on YouTube that says ABC Tire. Okay, so every time you click trying to find that right business,
Right.
they get a click or a higher number.
Okay.
Okay, we don't do that. What we do is, if you say Studio 21 or waen-tv or waen-fm and you stay on there more than 10 minutes, then it clicks to the higher number, which means these are called real clicks. These are the numbers that you can take to your large sponsors, like Pepsi-Cola, Coca-Cola, Southwest Airlines, Delta, because those companies want to make sure that if you're going to be putting something on the internet, it's not only going to benefit you, but it's also going to benefit them.
Right.
So that's why they're going to say, okay, well, we'll help sponsor your show, or we'll help sponsor whatever it is that you're doing.
Right.
That's the way the larger corporations get those corporate dollars. And that's what we try to do here at Studio 21, because we want to be able to teach everybody the correct way to broadcast and the correct way of getting sponsors.
Right.
It's no more of that walking around with a cell phone. You're now on my TV station. Okay, that's not a television station. Walking around in a club with your laptop open up saying you're on a television station, that's not a television station. This is a television station.
All right.
Because what we do, we're on the internet, we're on 3 different cable stations, and we're worldwide on the satellite. So we are what you call an internet broadcasting station.
Right.
And that's what we do here at Studio 21. We give you the platform so that you can get the exposure that you deserve and need to get your idea out there to the masses.
All right.
So when we say we got 5 million folks, we got 5 million folks.
I know that's right. I know that's right. So, Mr. Jones, I'm kind of new to the Studio 21 family, but what's some advice you would give to someone who likes to talk like I do, and they feel like in their dreams, they feel like they're Oprah, and they have something to say, they want to put some information out there. What's some advice you would give them to get started?
Okay, first of all, do research.
Okay.
We've had several people that come through that did not do their research. They just
Right.
get up there and run their mouth, and the information that they are bringing forward is not right.
Okay.
So always do your research first, because when you get in front of the public, you want to make sure that what you're saying is correct, else they will burn you at the stake. Okay, so do your research.
Right.
Okay, now to get your idea out there, the best thing that I can tell you is to go through social media.
Okay.
Okay, you have all these Twitter and what do you got? Instagram, and you got Facebook and YouTube and everything else. Make sure that you place your product on every social media that's out there. Most importantly, tell your friends. Tell your friends to tell somebody who don't know anybody about something that you're doing.
Right.
You see what I mean?
Yes.
Because you have to get the message out there. Once all that comes together, now you're ready to produce and broadcast your own radio or your own television show.
Okay. All right. So for those of you walking around here in Atlanta and College Park, East Point, Hateville, and you have something to say, I'm going to tell you what I did to get to this point. I was driving down Old National Highway, and I actually looked to the right, saw this sign that said waen-tv. I took a picture of that sign with my cell phone. A month later, I made a call to this company. I scheduled an interview with this man, Mr. Jones. I came in, we had a nice conversation. He gave me a tour of this facility, and the rest is history. So, Oprah, look out. I'm coming for you. All right? So we're going to be back after this quick break. Mr. Jones, thank you so very much for joining us. And I'll try not to bother you again. Okay? We'll be right back. Thank you. All right, and we're back. Thank you so much for staying tuned. At this time, we're going to thank Ms. Harris for joining us, telling us a little bit about Red Ivy. I'm really excited about this. I'm going to be front row center on January 13th, 2018. I'm going to get my ticket, and I'm going to try and get this early bird ticket because I'm on a budget. But I'm excited about this. So you guys join me there. I'll save you a seat. Also, we have 2 audience members that won 2 free tickets to the musical. So that's really, really exciting. Thank you, Ms. Harris, for bringing those 2 tickets for our audience members. And also stay tuned and join us next week where we'll have Mrs. Demetra Strauss, who is the Executive Director of United Medical and Business Institute. Look forward to seeing you next week. Peace.